Now please help me welcome into the blue corner, Andrei Vasylenko.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to kick things off with a catch weight bout at 215 pounds, right in between the light heavyweight and heavyweight division, and this one should be fun. We kick it off with the big guys of the CXF.
Yeah, you know, Todd, both of these guys have fought for CXF before in the past, and they're both bangers. And you'll see once they get in the cage, both these guys look the part. This should be a hell of a fight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Anything is better than seeing Larry Landless backside that's close to me.
Andrei Vasylenko making his way to the cage, getting looked over. And we are going to see how the fighters match up in this, our very first fight of the night here on Proving Grounds. And now we take a look at the tail of the tape. Andrei Vasylenko coming in 1-0, undefeated. His victory by way of submission with the armbar. His opponent also undefeated with both wins coming by TKO. Quintero Vasylenko gonna hook it up. And for one of these fighters, gentlemen, the O has got to go.
Moha, you're right about that, my brother. You know, let's see what happened here.
When I was going over the fight earlier in the week, we were talking about the fights. To me, this is a fight, if ever there has ever been a fight where you get to see thunder and lightning at the same time. You know, usually there's a little bit of a pause, but right now you got thunder making his way into the cage, and we got lightning in the back waiting to be announced.
Oh, you know, you got away with words, my brother. You're Shakespeare over here.
Now there's a big-time storm brewing for this one. Both guys with some fights under their belt. And you mentioned it. We're going to see the whole
Ladies and
spectrum
gentlemen,
as
here
we
he
get
is,
ready for action.
Andrei Vasylenko.
Irish kid, huh?
Yeah, pure Irish background. Vasylenko, of course, trains out of the highest end MMA, North Hollywood, known for Gokorchevici and Gene LaBelle, one of the best.
And now into the red corner,
Judo.
please
Very
welcome
good with judo stuff.
Michael Quintero.
Now we get a look at Michael Quintero making his way to the cage. You talked about these guys standing and banging, and Quintero's got to come in with some confidence, gentlemen, because both of his victories, as I mentioned, by TKO comes in undefeated.
Yeah, it's a great point. Hanato will probably make reference to this as well. The one thing you got to worry about with Vasylenko is his ground game. So that might stifle a little bit of the notorious aggression that comes out of Quintero. He comes out hot and heavy. He doesn't set anything up. He looks to test your chin right away.
Yeah, and the scary thing is it's not just the ground where he'll have an advantage. It's grappling because when it's going to be against the cage, he have the advantage of the judo and all that other Armenian stuff that they walk on at highest time.
Yeah, early on, this was a fight that when I first saw it on paper, the light bulb went off in the top of my head. This is an early candidate fight of the night. Someone's getting a bonus from this one.
Someone is getting a what from this one?
Someone's getting a bonus in this one.
Oh, caralho, I thought you was talking about something else.
And John, you mentioned that both guys look apart, and that is indeed the truth. Both guys look to be in phenomenal condition coming into this fight. A lot of pride on the line, a lot of bragging rights, both undefeated records on the line. And when you come with Quintero, you talked about Vasylenko and his advantages if it goes to the ground, but Quintero, a ton of momentum as he's undefeated not only in the pro ranks, but he was undefeated as an amateur as well.
Yeah, you're going to see it. You know, the one thing against Quintero is his age. He's a little bit long in the tooth.
Hey, listen,
it doesn't matter. You're going to find out in about 3 seconds this guy is caged.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Michael Quintero.
Both fighters in the cage, the calm before the storm. Let's set it up to Chris Gregory.
Ladies and gentlemen, this evening, Lights Out Promotions in association with Bash Entertainment and Circle of Brawlers present to you 3 rounds of MMA at 215 pounds. This fight is sponsored by LASlingshot.com. First, In the blue corner, wearing black and red, he weighed in at 214 pounds. He stands 6'3". From the Ukraine, now fighting out of Hayastan Training Academy with a record of 1-0, introducing Andrei Ivandrego Vasalenko. And in the red corner, wearing brown with white, he weighed in at 214.6 pounds. He stands 6'3". From Pico Rivera and fighting for Sit Yatong and New Breed Academy with a record of 2-0, here is Michael Brown Tiger Quintero. And now the rules from your referee, Larry Landless.
Referee checking with both fighters, giving them the rules, and here we go. Catch weight 215. This should be good, gentlemen. It is time to fight on.
3 rounds.
I got a feeling somebody, gonna be going to sleep on this one.
One way or the
And
other.
it ain't gonna be the fans, porra.
One way or the other.
Set for 3 5-minute rounds. Vasalenko in the red and black, and there you see Michael Quintero in the white and camouflage. Bell sounds, here we go. Both fighters touch gloves. Sportsmanship, a pillar of the great sport of mixed martial arts. And John King talks strategy between these two fighters. You know him quite well.
Yeah, you can already see that Quintero's foot is not fully on the gas pedal. He's obviously aware of the grappling pedigree that Vasalenko possesses. I'm a little surprised to see Vasalenko on his bicycle here, but now we see why, Hanach.
But a nice takedown defense there.
Vasalenko's got Quintero up against the cage after the initial takedown, not able to do anything with it.
Yeah, this is not where Quintero want to be with Vasalenko.
Now, Hanach, talk me through this. Should he be digging for an underhook here?
That's exactly what he's doing. Speak of the devil.
Michael Quintero maybe going to try and get some separation here, make it a striking affair. Vasalenko tries to take him down again and muscles him over.
Wow,
that's
beautiful
that judo
takedown.
background.
Somewhere Judo Gene is smiling after that one, gentlemen.
Oh, probably hide here.
Yeah, right in the back.
Yeah, he's over here.
Vasalenko out of side control now, going to work. This is our first fight of the night, and it is going to be a good one. Uh-oh.
So a nice up kick there.
He ate a hammer fist, too.
Vasalenko had an answer.
Vasalenko just slipped on a banana peel there.
Quintero out of the transition, out of the scramble, gets the back of Vasalenko. Is Vasalenko in trouble here, John?
You know what? I think he's perfectly safe. He's been here before. He trains at Hayastan MMA, and as Hanato can point out, he's been in this situation a million times.
But clearly, Quintero, this ain't his first barbecue because he knows what he's doing here. He didn't get shocked off the front, and he's in a nice position control here on the back.
Michael Quintero, yes, has the hooks in.
Very impressed so far. Exactly what Hanato talked about. Unbelievable positioning for the natural stand-up fighter, showing the judo guy a little bit of work on the ground.
But now what I want to see is maybe for him for Quintero to get the over under control and to maybe get away from the fence so he can have some place to sink in that choke. He got to pick a side, He got to find a choking arm. He got to establish a choking arm and then haul over to the side here.
Vasalenko turning into it.
That's precisely why you want to. That's precisely why you want to have that over under control, or they has to call it a seatbelt, and that's why it's what your Uncle Hanach told you, Poha.
Vasalenko sank a knee in there, and I love what the official did. Sat there, let him work. Vasalenko able to counter. Both men now back to their feet as we start to get deep into the first round of this catch weight fight.
Very nice.
It's a good thing that they got a veteran referee, Larry Landless, in there. There's no shortage of size to control these big boys.
Okay. You can say that again, especially on the midsection. I believe they call it a labanza or a spare tire.
And John, Vasalenko went for that hip toss again, but this time Quintero able to weather the storm and defend.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Vasalenko ducks back down and brings his fight, looks for a trip like he is right now.
He's going to be trying to do judo trips here and trying to get height back. He don't want to, he's dealing with Quintero's a very long and hangy fighter. He don't want to deal with that stuff. He want to smother this guy.
The one thing I'm noticing is Quintero seems to be, his game plan seems to be okay in the clinch, and to be honest with you, if I was him, I'd be avoiding the clinch at all costs against this guy. He's a grinder. and he can flip the script real quick.
Use your length, use your hands.
Because, you know, that's the one thing about Quintero. If he touches your chin once, you're going to sleep.
That's like me.
Referee not seeing enough action for his liking.
Okay, that's, you know, hey.
And does this perhaps favor Quintero?
Well, like Bobby Brown, it's his prerogative, you know, it's the referee's decision. Oh, God, he gave him a couple of 1-2.
You know, that's an excellent use. That's where Hanato's world and my world come together. That was a great use of the hands. Was not trying to score or do any damage with the hands. The hands were strictly to set up the takedown.
Very nice. It reminded me of Chris Childs versus Kobe Bryant. He gave him a 1-2, you know, for his. But that's people, you know, NBA basketball the old days, the 90s. Or the late 2000s.
Well, and Kobe scored 60 in his swan song. Both guys trying to score with the judges.
He did. And I don't know where Chris Childs is these days. But anyway, I digest.
You know, this could be the perfect game plan, as I think about it more and more, for Vasilenko to grind down the electric striker. Try to take a little bit of starch out of those strikes before you try to trade with him.
I mean, wouldn't you? Look at that guy.
Quintero active with the knees, though. Both guys jockeying for position. Inside 10 seconds now in the first round of action. Both big guys been going at it since the opening bell, trying to get some meaningful strikes as round one comes to a close.
Not too shabby, not too shabby. You know, I know maybe some fans want to see a little bit more striking, but, you know, sometimes, you know, you're in the position that, how you pronounce that last?
I believe it's Vasilenko.
Yeah, Vasilenko, you know, he gotta do what's best for him, you know, and that's to get that guy to the ground, you know.
As we get set for round two, John, after that first round, were the takedowns of Vasilenko the difference maker?
I think the takedowns got into Quintero's head, and you know, he seemed to be content in the clinch because he wasn't being taken down. And it's just like Hanato talked about earlier. He really should separate, try to get the distance, use his jab, use his leg kicks, and try to set up one of those home runs.
But in a round like that, if it goes to the scorecard, you know, that's a toss-up, because you're gonna be dealing with somebody looking at, okay, who likes the takedown, who likes that he was on his back. Who knows what these people, it's like they're looking at paintings. It's arbitrary for some of these guys.
Getting set for the second round, and again, guys, both guys coming in with undefeated records, and so you really don't want, in that case, high stakes to let it go into the hands of the judges.
Absolutely not. Somebody's gonna get their feelings hurt. As this gentleman just was yelling something over here.
Getting set for round two, if you're just joining us live on Fight TV. Andril Vasilenko in the red and black. Michael Quintero in the white, and here we go, round two. These two big boys banging at 215.
Yeah, I'd like to see if we see an immediate change of strategy from Quintero. You can see he's now in the middle of in the cage, keeping his back to the center of the cage, refusing to get up against the cage. And I'm pretty sure that's what his corner told him to do.
I think Vasilenko took a little bit of the starch out of Quintero, which was his game plan, to take a little bit of the heat off those punches and kicks. Because you can see he's a little tired. He's showing a little bit of tired from that first round.
Vasilenko looks to be the fresher of the two fighters, throwing a couple punches in bunches there, and Quintero stalking Vasilenko like he's Jason Voorhees in Camp Crystal Lake.
Oh, God, that's a nice half front.
You know, it's very much like the old adage, one's the pencil, one's the pencil, the other one's the sharpener. Doesn't do a lot of damage to Vasilenko to grind on top of Quintero, but it sure does take a lot out of his gas tank.
Yeah, you never grind on top of another man's pencil.
Vasilenko letting the hands fly. Quintero just trying to get him up against the cage where he can get active with the knees again. Never rub another man's rhubarb.
Yeah, I believe it's rub another man's rhubarb, but either way. You say tomato, and then I also say tomatoes.
Now, Hanach, it looks like he's given up on that underhook. Is that a wise decision for him to be throwing punches to the body here?
I think he's trying something. You know, I think maybe he's getting frustrated from this position, and he's saying, "Hey, look, let me try to give him something to his hips." You know, like Tony Homo's a place for hips. You know,
Tony who?
Tony Homo.
Those knees are scoring, and they're hurting.
That knee gave him something to think about here. But still, I like that Vasilenko, or I can't remember, but he looked very fresh here, and he's bouncing up. He's got some pep in his step.
Vasilenko ate that shot and immediately answered straight right there by Quintero. Both guys trading, and although both guys come in seemingly in fantastic condition. These big guys, at this point in the fight, those arms and legs start to get pretty heavy, don't they?
Absolutely, especially if your specialty is striking and you're not used to the same amount of rounds of grappling like that. So Vasylenko is still moving around like Baryshnikov out there. He's light on his feet.
John, now
and notice as he cuts away, starting to cut you off, Vasylenko's doing an amazing job. I think the first round, like Hanach alluded to, was to take the legs away.
But very nice sprawl there.
And every time Vasylenko lands a combination, he angles off before Quintero can answer.
Yeah. Now, I've been very impressed with Vasylenko, but now I'm very impressed with Quintero here.
Beautiful takedown defense. Now Quintero trying to take the back of Vasylenko.
Oh, nice elbow there. That can who and unite.
Yeah, those are what I refer to as IQ changing elbows.
Quintero now, at the start of this round, Vasylenko seemed the fresher of the two. Now Quintero letting it fly.
Absolutely.
Great action here at California Extreme Fighting.
And Quintero's doing the exact height stuffs. Now what he needs to do though is, okay, he's doing the beautiful. He's flattening him out here.
Vasylenko's in all sorts of trouble here.
Yeah, if I was Quintero, I would just be, oh, okay, he got it.
Oh, he did, incredible.
Wow, not too shabby. You know what? I'm very impressed with the way he handled himself in that situation.
I was about to say, gentlemen, as he got his back, that Quintero had put nobody away by submission, but not so fast, gentlemen. Gets a submission win on his record.
There's always a first time for everything. And Quintero, right there, he took advantage of the situation. And I think one of the keys was that he flattened him out there. And that's a very uncomfortable spot, and it also makes it so that you don't have that much option to get out of there.
You know, it's a testament to Quintero's game plan. Who would have thought he would have pursued the takedown? I'm sure Vasylenko didn't think he was going to go for the takedown.
You know, funny enough, with the amount of exhaustion that he put on Quintero from the first round, I feel like Vasylenko would have been better off maybe just keep it standing in that second round.
Well, you talk about first round. He was a bulldog here tonight, Hanato. Would not give up and stole a page out of Vasylenko's playbook.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit defeating to have to tap to the guy that's the striker.
We take a look back at the action now. Take us through, John, the last few minutes of this fight.
Yeah, you can see he's got the arm threaded underneath the neck, and Hanat can talk about the technique there.
What he have there is a kind of choke. Some people call it the Dan Severn, and some people call it Captain America. But basically, it's a choke where you're just using the gable grip there, so you don't have to be concerned with trying to get your other arm. It's a quicker and harder to stop.
Now, let me ask you this: is that less of a technique? And since Quintero's so strong, it's
not at all. That's a very good technique. That's probably I finished probably 80% of my rear naked choke from that very same style.
Wow.
We call Dan Severn, that guy from mustache.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a round of applause for these fighters. Let's hear it.
And he was put him under a lot of pressure, Paul.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight comes to an end. 3 minutes, 28 seconds of round two. Your winner by tap out with a rear naked choke in the red corner, Michael Quintero. Also, a big round of applause for his opponent in the blue corner, Andre Vasylenko.
Great action to kick things off here on California Extreme Fighting, live on Fight TV. Yeah. What a war of attrition between these two. And, you know, on the scorecards, many could argue that Vasylenko ahead, but Quintero just would not be denied, just kept on battling, really earned this victory to stay undefeated.
Yeah, and both of those guys have a bright future in this game. You know, Vasylenko, he didn't, I mean, you know, he got caught, but, you know, he didn't do a lot to put his stocks down. He looked great, you know, and, you know, everybody can slip on a banana peel. A lot of my opponents can attest to that, you know.
No doubt about it. And Vasylenko, with that loss, you know, just dropping down to 500. He's 1-1 and certainly has bright days, you got to believe, ahead of him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is CXF Proving Grounds. Vasylenko's proven himself here before, and he just took on one of the biggest guys, the biggest test he could have asked for. And, you know, at 1-0, it's very rare that you see guys at that caliber fighting each other?
Absolutely. Usually they're gonna throw you a couple of tomatoes. We was talking about tomatoes before. They're usually gonna throw you a couple of cans. Throw you a bones.
And we alluded to it earlier at CXF. There is no padding of the records. The matchmaking is done. It's crafted exquisitely to put the best of the best. We want to test these fighters because what's the point? What's the point?
If they got the best of commentators, they gotta have something for us to commentate about.
So no tomato cans is what you're saying.
None of that stuff.
Still 8 huge fights to go, including that big triple main event